Let me show you something. Let me show you something.
It's final season on the frozen campus of Tufts University. But inside Cousins Gymnasium, all eyes are on the 7-2 Jumbos as they play their final game of the fall semester in front of a ruckus crowd who have come watch them face off with the Suffolk Rams. Fresh off a difficult week that included a trip to D1 Harvard and an overtime win over Clark, Coach Litton's team looks to close out 2022 in style. Here to bring you every second of this game, live on JumboCast, I'm Riley Daniel, and alongside me is the uber-talented Jared Cohen. Jared, what questions does each team need to answer in order to walk away with a win today?
Well, thank you, Riley. I'm very glad to be here. We've got an interesting matchup in store today. A Jumbos team that has been revitalized by an explosive offense this season. The change from last season to this season has been huge for the Jumbos. Points per game up, field goal percentage up, three-point percentage up, but most importantly, the assists are up, and they are averaging more assists than turnovers per game. That was a huge issue for them last year. They couldn't get the ball moving, but it hasn't been the case so far, and that has all resulted in a much more balanced offense. 5 guys averaging over 8 points per game. The key for them is going to be continuing that hot stretch on offense. Meanwhile, for Suffolk, they need to get back on track. They started the season off with 3 straight wins, but followed it with 4 straight losses. And really, like the Jumbos have improved their passing this year, that's what Suffolk needs to do. In 4 of their last 5 games, they have more turnovers than assists. They had 20 assists in each of their first 2 games, but none since then. So if the Suffolk is going to make an effort to beat a good, solid Jumbos team today, they're really going to need to brush up on their passing.
Yeah, obviously you talked about what each team needs to do as a team-wise. Who are you looking at as individuals who need to step up, get their team a victory today?
Well, Keenan Robinson making his return after a 2-game absence for Suffolk, and that's going to be big for them. They're very reliant on their starting lineup, and he is their highest scorer. So for him to return today, he's going to need to put in a big effort for the Jumbos, to beat the Jumbos, And on the other side for Tufts, they have a balanced offense, but it does run through Dylan Thorner. He has a streak of double-digit points. Performance is going on right now, and if they're going to win, they're going to need him to keep that up.
Yeah, we are here at JumboCast very excited to bring you this one. We're going to turn it over to the public address announcer for the national anthem. We'll be back with you on the other side. Once again, we are live, just moments away from getting started here at Cousins. They're about to announce the starting lineups, which we will give to you alongside the public address announcer. Jerry, you want to take any guesses at the starting lineups, if we know anything about these teams?
Well, for Suffolk, we should be seeing guard Connor Crean. forward Cole Levangie, forward William Rowe, guard Aiden Sullivan, and forward Keenan Robertson. And on the Jumbo side,
yeah, for the Jumbos, I mean, just got to give you credit. You didn't know that, but you were absolutely right. All 5 of those players are the starters for Suffolk. For the Jumbos, I'd put good money on the fact that we're going to see Thorner, Aronson, Carson Cohen, Truman Gettings, and Bobby Stewart, the same 5 that have started every game so far this year. Everything he does is just impressive. Number 0.
Number 10, Carson Cohen. A senior guard from Holliston, Massachusetts. Number 11, Tyler Aronson. A sophomore forward from Boca Raton, Florida. Number 21, Bobby Stewart. And a sophomore forward from Malibu, California. Number 25, Truman Gettings.
So the dual big man look for the Jumbos that they've rolled with for most of this year has been successful so far. Limits the mobility they have on offense a little bit, but they're more than willing to give that up when it gives them such a size advantage against teams like Suffolk.
Yeah, and it limits their mobility, but it doesn't limit their ball movement, as both those big guys are better passers than most guards you're going to see at D3 level.
Yeah, neither of them are black holes in the post. They get the ball goes right back out, and so it does impact a positive ball movement for the Jumbos, and that's been a difference between this year and last year.
Tip off, getting set. It'll be Gettings against William Rowe for the tip here. Jumbo's going to control the tip. Aronson going to bring it across the timeline. And we are set to go here at Cousins. Handoff Carson Cohen. Gettings going to drive. Floater in the lane, rims out, tipped up and in by Bobby Stewart.
And there we go, the big man duo making plays right off the bat. A drive off the dribble for Gettings, and cleaned up by Bobby Stewart.
Little off-ball pick there for the Rams, trying to get it into the hands of Sullivan. Swung here. Levangie in trouble, kicks, extra pass. Fake out there. Little floater does not go there for Keenan Robinson, and away come the Jumbos with the boards. Thorner. Cohen gets doubled. Down low to Stewart in the post. Extra pass, Gettings up fake, goes up strong, can't get it, gets his own board, and that one will fall.
And right off the bat, back-to-back possessions, and it's the big man duo making plays. Unbelievable backdoor pass right there from Bobby Stewart.
Suffolk just trying to feel out this suffocating Jumbo's defense here. Top of the key, William Rowe with it. Levangie getting to get doubled. Swung to Robertson. Gonna drive on Aronson. Spins right. Tough floater, gets it to go.
Jumbo's drop into a zone on defense right there, but Robertson, very talented offensive player, finds a man and drills the hook.
Aronson off the pick. Into Stewart again. High pick, swung other side. Thorner wanted it, gets it. Down low to Gettings. Gettings just having his way down low right now, but can't get that one to fall.
But clearly a key for the Jumbos is to press the size advantage. That seems to be something they are emphasizing early in this game.
Levangie. Looked like he took an extra step there. Robertson gonna drive on Gettings. Floater in the lane, can't get it, gets his own board. Tough shot, but gets fouled.
Yeah, and Robertson, he's got good size for a ball handler in a D3 game like this right there. Absorbs the contact. Probably could have been a foul before that, and he'll get 2 shots.
Yeah, you wonder with someone of that talent if they might move out of the zone pretty quickly.
Yeah, we've seen the Jumbos do that before, drop it to a zone early in a game and then switch back to man, just try to throw the opponent off. So you're right, that's something we will look out for.
Misses the first, does Robertson. Gets the second. That's really the one area the Jumbos have struggled this year, is from the free throw line.
Yeah, they have been poor from the line, but it really hasn't hurt them yet so far.
Great up and under from Carson Cohen.
Yeah, as we were saying, free throws only around 62% for the team, which is very poor, but you look at the games they've played so far, their free throw misses have yet to be the difference between a win or a loss, and we'll see if that continues to be true as the season goes by. Definitely something they need to improve on.
Robertson spins around 2, nice pass down low, and they're going to draw the foul.
And that's what the gravity of Robertson does right there in the post. Gets 2 on him, but makes the right play, kicks it in, and an easy foul. 2 shots again.
Yeah, I mean, other than the Harvard game, which, I mean, you're playing against D1 kids, so you expect freakish athleticism, Robertson is the most athletic player the Jumbos have had to play against so far this year.
I would agree 100%. Some of the teams that the Jumbos have played so far, their top scorers have been smaller, under 6 feet tall, not 6'5" point forwards who can really make their own shot.
John Gates going to check in for the Rams, replacing Connor Crean. Andrew gets his free throw and will get replaced by Jake Gomez.
So early subs right here. We saw Gomez start a game in place of Robertson. Didn't do much. Only 3 points in that game and quickly went back to the bench the next game. But early sub here for Suffolk.
Aronson, instead of going down low, has Stewart up top. Cohen around the Stewart pick, tries to split the defense, somehow keeps it. Extra pass, Stewart off glass.
How on earth did he keep that right there? Looked like he made the wrong decision by trying to split the double team, but keeps control of the ball, and then a great back cut pass, and the big man making an impact so far.
Absolutely. Here is Sullivan. Now Gomez. Sullivan around the pick. Kicks to the corner, open 3 for Lavangi. Rims out, Aronson with the board. Quickly ahead, Dylan Thorner in acres of space. Off glass, gets it to go.
And right there again, that was Truman Gettings. Gravity in the paint, afraid to give up a lob or an inside pass to him. Defender turns his back, and an easy layup for Thorner.
Robertson wants it down low against Gettings, doesn't get it. Handoff there for Gates. Gomez opening a drive around Stewart, gets the foul, and that's a third Jumbo's foul early.
Yeah, not a necessary foul right there. Put 2 hands on him, a little bit of a shove, and way far from the basket right there. Ball gets rejected, but not a smart foul. And in comes Casey McLaren.
Yeah, Casey McLaren going to come in here. I believe, as I'm just checking the new stats on that will be, in terms of fouls, that is Bobby Stewart's first, so that was not the reason. But he will be replaced alongside Tyler Aronson.
Yeah, and good defense from McLaren, first possession in. His minutes have been a little bit sporadic this year, but always a contributor when he enters the game. Veteran presence.
Thorner on the ball. Down low. Jumbos are lucky to keep that ball.
Yeah, not a smart pass right there. Suffolk sniffed that one out. Jumbos have been looking to get the ball inside. Try to do it again right there. Yeah, you're right. They're lucky to keep it.
McLaren in the second pick for Theo Henry. Gettings fakes the handoff and gets fouled.
Yeah, great out of bounds play right there from the Jumbos. 2 screens, get the ball into the hands of Henry, and now a sub. In comes Kai Champion. Usually the first guy off the bench has to wait a couple minutes more today, but really their best bench scorer.
I mean, I think Kai needed the extra rest after all the minutes he played against Clark on Wednesday.
Yeah, he's turned into a real contributor for this team, playing upwards of 25 minutes in some games, and he can give you double-digit points off the bench.
Refs having a little bit of communication problem. Back underway here. They were on the same inbounds play. Suffolk snuffs it out this time, handoff Champion. Henry, down low to Gettings. Has McLaren open in the corner, doesn't see him, instead tries the hook shot and gets it.
Yeah, and as you said, open in the corner, very heavy help defense in the paint right there from Suffolk, but no matter for Gettings, who is looking like he has his touch in the paint going so far.
Gomez. Nice move there by Lavangi. Gomez on the baseline. Gonna try and drive. That one's intercepted. Gemma's going the other way. McLaren. Thorner open for 3. Rims out. Henry fighting for the board. Second chance, and Gomez comes away with it. In a hurry there are the Rams. Open three there is good. A nice shot there for Liam Cunney, who had checked into the last whistle, and Suffolk going to take a quick timeout.
Yeah, and a good quick shot from the three-point line, but right now the Rams are really struggling to generate anything on offense against the Jumbos. That was a contested three-point shot right there, but they just can't get past the defenders in a one-on-one. So the Jumbos up 5 right now, look to be in control early in this one.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, you said it. Jumbos in control. Suffolk not getting good shots. Not only are they not getting good shots, when they're getting shots, they're not hitting them. They're shooting 30% from the field.
Yeah, for sure. Early in this one, not a target number you want to be at. But I think a lot of that is due just to the presence of the Jumbos on the defensive end. They're a more athletic team. They're a bigger team. And so far, they've been a better coached team, only up 5. But Suffolk has their work cut out for them. Going to need to generate more open looks on the offensive end.
Absolutely. You wonder if that means they try and get some more of that off-ball screen action that we saw at the beginning of the game that they seem to have gone away from.
Yeah, I wonder that, but the Jumbos did a good job on that. They're a well-coached defensive team, and they're not going to be fooled by off-ball screens that easily. And again, since they are a little bit more athletic, they play in a more athletic conference in the NETSCAC, that type of thing, they see that, and they can get around those screens more easily than maybe a member of the Commonwealth Coastal Conference.
Speaking of freakish athleticism, checking into the game for the Jumbos is the freshman sensation, Josh Bernstein. He got his first real minutes against Harvard and impressed a lot of people, including the commentators on national TV.
Yeah, and he's the tallest player on Jumbo's roster, really almost 7 feet tall. And he's someone, seeing him this early in a game like this is very exciting for the Jumbos.
Sets a pick there for Henry. Handoff Dylan Thorner. Risky pass. Henry comes to save it. Backdoor pass. McLaren going to get the floater and one.
And that's that good team basketball from the Jumbos right there. Looked like the possession was going nowhere, but a timely backdoor cut from McLaren, and then you have the opportunity for a three-point play.
Yeah, you could see Brandon Linton very vocal, happy about that play from Casey McLaren.
Yeah, and that's what he brings you off the bench. Not a ball handler, but someone who will make the right play time and time again.
Bernstein gets the offensive board. McLaren's three short. Henry grabs it. Jumbos will reset. Swung, Champion. Thorner was wide open, said Champion crossover. Floater doesn't go. Looked like there was contact. Away come the Rams.
Yeah, Coach Linton not happy with that one. Didn't want to reset off the offensive rebound.
Levangie three is good. Henry handoff Champion. Gonna get doubled. Swung Henry. Skip pass. McLaren open three. Almost banked it in. Doesn't go. Robertson with the board to Kyle Phillips.
Yeah, first two shots of McLaren from three, not on target.
Airballed one and tried to bank one in from the corner.
Not sure if you can even try to do that.
Good hands there, though, on the defensive end. Knocking that one out of bounds. Jumbo's going to make their final sub of the starting lineup out. Jay Dieterle in. An entire 5 from the bench. Theo Henry nearly intercepted it, but it hit off his foot at the last second. We'll stay with Suffolk. Suffolk going deeper into their rotation today than they normally do. Keneally in for the first time. Here he is on the ball. Robertson backdoor cut, catches. 3 on the shot clock. Tries an extra pass, 1 on the shot clock, gets it off, and nearly gets it to fall. Dieterle with the board. In a hurry. Spin pass, Bernstein, and with authority!
And that's what he brings to you. He's not going to not finish that in the paint right there. All 6'11" of him. That's an easy finish and a great drive to draw 2 defenders and an open dump off for the dunk.
Kennerly, handoff Kyle Phillips, though fakes it. Shot for 3, rims out there by Liam Cunney, and away comes Champion in a hurry. Henry wants Bernstein, doesn't get it.
Yeah, they're looking for him early.
And it looks as if Suffolk's going to make a hockey-style line change back to their starting lineup.
Not surprising given how much they rely on that lineup for scoring, but still a little bit funny, all 5 coming in.
Champion handoff to James Marakis getting in the game for the first time. Dieterle going to take the 3. Can't quite get it to go. And a good board there from Connor Crean. Crean, little crossover, try to cross over his own teammate. Robertson, nice fake. Little floater in the lane is short. Bernstein with the board, skip past ahead, Champion. In a hurry. Oh, beautiful move, and the finish.
And that is the offensive game he brings you. He's so skilled, knows exactly what to do on a possession like that, and the size advantage of the Jumbos really working so far. You've got a 6'11 guy. Marakis is a guard. He's 6'4", and it's punishing the Rams on this
Sullivan
set.
back from Howe. Champion up in his grill. Howe going to take it, fake the shot. Marakis there. Bernstein contests. Marakis with a board. Jumbo's in a hurry. As Champion left, instead goes Bernstein up, under, and off the glass.
And this lineup is really, really working for the Jumbos so far. Not a lineup we've seen a lot of this year. Dieterle, McLaren, Champion, Marakis, and Bernstein, but it's really giving a Rams team some fits on both ends of the court right now.
Here is Robertson. Skip pass, open 3 for Crean is good.
And right now they're relying on looks like that. That's their, I think, 3rd made 3 of the game. None of them have been wide open, and they're going to have to continue to make those if they want to keep this deficit within the 10-point range.
Dieterle to Marakis around the Bernstein pick. Skip pass, Dieterle going to cut. Another pick from Bernstein, can't get it to go. Bernstein with the board, up and under, fouled. He'll get to the line.
And the impact is evident right now. Hard to put a 6'11 guy on the floor in a D3 basketball game and not see the impact, but it really has been all positive. He's not a liability on either end of the court, and he's a guy I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of as the season goes on.
Every single one of my high school coaches told me before they cut me for being 5'5", you can't teach tall.
That is true. No, I'm tall, and I still didn't make the team. Maybe here is a little bit of the weakness for Bernstein, but that's been a weakness of the Jumbos team in general so far this year, and that is free throw shooting.
Bernstein second. Back rims it. Misses both. And Levangie with the board.
Second one looked better than the first one.
Levangie being guarded by McLaren. Going to drive right, spin move in the lane. Howe had it, didn't take it. To the corner to Gates. Howe backing down Bernstein. Bernstein going to get called for the foul and one.
Yeah, just got caught up a little in the paint right there. And an and one opportunity now. Lead can be cut to under 5.
James Marakis going to get a quick hook. Tyler Aronson back in the game.
But the Jumbos just showcasing a lot more depth this year than they did last year, a lot more trust in different guys and freshmen like Marakis and Bernstein, and it gives them a lot more options to go to throughout the game, different combinations of guys that can give them different skill sets on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, you have to look at the sophomores also.
For sure, Champion is playing a much bigger role than he did last year.
I mean, Bobby Stewart didn't play last year.
Bobby Stewart played. He got some minutes when Luke Rogers was hurt, and I think they liked what they saw. And now an offensive foul on Bernstein. And here come the two centers.
Yeah, that's experience. The experience of how knowing he's playing against a freshman who's really tall, but also a little bit inexperienced, and that he could bait him into that offensive foul there. Sullivan over the timeline, being guarded by Champion. Handoff Howe. Levangie against Truman Gettings out on the perimeter. Anderson down low. Stewart with quick hands knocks it away. Howe being doubled. Looked like he picked up his pivot. And it's going to be Jumbo's ball. Carson Cohen calling out a play. Jumbo's with 4 of the starting 5 in, with the exception of Dylan Thorner. Down low. Instead they go up top to Aronson. Carson Cohen around the Gettings pick. Drives baseline, looking for some help. Lost it completely. And that'll be Suffolk ball.
Yeah, ball just slipped out of his hand right there. Cohen has a tendency sometimes to drive baseline and not really know what to do from there. An example of that, and it leads to a turnover.
Jumbo's going to go back to their starting five. Both teams with the starting five on the floor. Halfway through this first half, it's only a 5-point game.
Yeah, they've hung in there. It looked like that Bernstein lineup was getting some work done. They pushed the lead up to 10, but it fell apart pretty quickly at the end, and now, yeah, you're right, 5-point game, 10 minutes to go. Suffolk's in a spot where they think they could cut that lead even more.
Robertson handoff, Sullivan off the pick. Has a mismatch against Gettings. Crossover around the pick, Howe. Great pick, knocked over Gettings, gets the rebound and scores. Aronson in a hurry. Jumbo's gonna slow it back down. Thorner. Jumbo's really need a basket here. Stewart, great pass. Cohen off glass.
And that's what you need, a nice, easy bucket to get the offense back going again. And time again, when they need a bucket like that, they look for backdoor cuts. They look for, shots that aren't off the dribble. And that's a difference between this year and last year, when you can get your offense going without the need for a one-on-one possession.
Levangie being guarded by Thorner, forced right. Gonna try and spin back left. Robertson gonna take the three, make the three.
Yeah, and he's shooting over 50% from three this year. He's shooting over 50% from the field this year. He's a hyper-efficient scorer. That was his first three-point attempt of the night, but look out for more.
Aronson swung, down low Stewart. Great backdoor pass. Thorner gonna back down Robertson and finish off glass. Looked like he wanted the and one, didn't get it, finished anyway.
He certainly wanted the and one there, but again, Jumbos need offense, and they're looking for good, efficient shots. The ball's not lagging. The ball's moving all over the floor, and that's back-to-back buckets off backdoor cuts.
Dylan Thorner leading the Jumbos with 6 right now. Good cut there. Great fake. Skip pass. Levangie 3. Got it. And it is a 1-point game all of a sudden.
Yeah, Coach Linton is not happy, and that is the Suffolk offense working as intended. Probably the first time today that they've really, really gotten the Jumbos to bite, and a wide open look from three and didn't fail to hit it.
Cohen. Aronson looking for someone. Instead, he finds it back to Cohen at the top. Double comes, swung, Gettings open. Gonna drive. Off glass, gets it to go.
And that's that size advantage again. Having a center who can take someone off the dribble right, that soft touch off the glass, and they're going to need to keep going back to that if the Suffolk offense continues its hot streak.
Sullivan swung right side, Levangie. Handoff Sullivan, nice little moving screen there. One-on-one against Thorner. Gonna drive baseline, look for help. Robertson fakes the three, and gonna get Gettings, I think, with the foul.
Suffolk substitution, taking the game number 33, Jake Bowman.
And that'll mean that Suffolk is in the bonus the rest of the way.
Yeah, Jumbos haven't been too smart fouling on the defensive end. They know they're a team that can defend anyone without fouling, but today, just a little too handsy, especially on some of these drives.
Levangie to Sullivan. Into Gates. Robertson, and they're going to get called for another foul there, as loose hands again from Bobby Stewart, and that'll put Sullivan at the line.
Yeah, just another unfortunate foul from the Jumbos. Just, again, as I said, too handsy on these drives, and leads to a trip right there, and in comes McLaren. I think they can trust to make the right play on defense and not get too physical.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the real reason why Truman Gettings is coming out. That's his third personal.
Yeah, not ideal, but maybe leads to more minutes for Bernstein later in this game.
You're going to need him to step up. Jumbo's just standing still as if they are very confused offensively right now. Cohen going to drive, kick, Thorner. No. Rebound for Crean.
Yeah, not the best look for Thorner right there. Maybe an open three, but you'd like to see him with a little more space.
Sullivan, nice handles. Levangie swings to Robertson, going to drive. Gets stopped, fadeaway shot, doesn't go. Great rebound there by Gomez. Levangie is jumping up and down, wanting the ball. Doesn't get it. Down low to Robertson, posting up McLaren, gonna drive. And McLaren gonna get called. That is a soft foul.
Yeah, it looked like he might have gotten all ball there, but when you reach, that's the consequence sometimes. They're going to get a call on that. They put in McLaren, looks like, to guard Robertson. He's done a good job, 2 possessions in so far, but a foul right there, and the Jumbos are giving that points to the line.
Yeah, and that's the 3rd foul in the last minute for the Jumbos. Just like when you're in a situation where you're already racking up the fouls, you got to have increased discipline. You can't be sticking those hands in trying to get steals. Unless it's there, don't force it.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's why McLaren's in the game, and I think that's the adjustment that Coach Linton wants them to make. But unfortunately, as you said, last minute, been foul after foul for the Jumbos.
Second free throw coming here for Robertson. Cut it to a 1-point game. Which he does.
Yeah, and let's see if the Jumbos can make an adjustment now. Last time the score really got this close, they played with size, and they started really mostly playing in transition. That's where they found a lot of good open looks. Now they're going to have to adjust again.
Cohen drives. Looking nice backdoor pass. Stewart off glass.
And there it is.
When in doubt, go to the backdoor cut.
It looks like that is the game plan so far, and Suffolk just hasn't been able to keep up with a very well-coached offense like the Jumbos when they're playing at their highest capability.
Casey McLaren did an absolutely amazing job denying Robertson the ball, forcing that turnover.
Suffolk substitution into the game, number 2, Hypnotic, number 31, Caleb Neely.
And this is where the Jumbos have to go on a run. Robertson is out of the game.
Yeah, you got to win the non-Robertson minutes so far, in this game. Otherwise, you're really not be able to stay in.
Thorner pull out, got it.
Yeah, and that's a good shot right there. Wide open, off the screen, and that's his bread and butter.
Yeah, that little slip down back screen. It's there if they want it. They just got to take advantage. Sullivan. Off the pick. There is Crean going to go off glass. Nice finish. Carson Cohen calling the play. Handoff, Theo Henry. Get the mismatch, didn't want it. Thorner skip past McLaren. Back to Thorner, swung Cohen. 10 on the shot clock, Carson Cohen. Handoff, Theo Henry. He wants it, goes around the pick. 5 on the shot clock, skip pass. McLaren for 3. That one doesn't go.
And that was probably the best defensive possession of the game for Suffolk. They were blitzing every screen and did a great job confusing the Tufts offense. Ended in a slightly open shot and a miss, and now they're back the other way.
Down low, pass is knocked away. Crean, and they're going to call for the offensive foul as a little bit of a push off there.
And now Champion re-enters the game. 4 minutes to go in the half. The Jumbos are up 3, and really the difference between this being a 3-point game and maybe this being a 10-point game, Jumbos haven't hit a 3-pointer yet.
Yeah, that's a statement we have not said at any point this season.
Yeah, they're 0 for 6, and this is a team that I wouldn't say relies on the 3-pointer, but it's a big part of their attack. They're shooting around 38, 39% from 3 on the year, which is an incredible number for a team. And to be at 0% so far, maybe it's the blitzing defense of Suffolk, but definitely something will look
Great
change.
backdoor pass from Stewart, Champion off glass.
And it looks maybe that the Jumbos are leveraging the threat of the 3 into a lot of these backdoor cuts as the Suffolk defense presses up on the perimeter and you have a lot of space to cut in behind.
Gates to Sullivan, being guarded by Champion. Great play there by Cunning. Going to take that floater and way over juices it. Henry in a hurry. Henry spin move through the lane, wanted the foul, didn't get it, and it's going to be Suffolk ball.
Henry not happy with that one. Maybe a little bit of a reckless drive right there, but he had a case for a foul. Champion was open in the corner, and really, other than the 3-point shooting, everyone on the Jumbos has done their job so far as we're going to get a timeout. Champion has been a scorer off the bench. Bernstein provided size. The 2 starting centers have really done their job. It's the reason it's only a 5-point game, I would say, is because of their lack of 3-point success.
I think that's very much true. I also think I haven't said Tyler Aronson's name once today.
Yeah, when the Jumbos offense is going, you usually see him stepping into pull-up jump shots and getting, he doesn't need to be wide open to make a shot. He's a guy that can just kind of keep their offense going. We haven't seen that yet so far, but if you look at Suffolk, they're 9 of 20 but they're 5 of 7 from 3. So you take away those 5 3-pointers, and they're 4 of 13 from the floor. That's not going to do it for you. That high 3-point shooting percentage has kept them in the game, excuse me. They're shooting 71% while the Jumbos haven't hit 1 yet. So if that comes back to balance a little more, you'd think the Jumbos might be able to pull out a little in front. But right now, Suffolk is staying in it, and they're doing a concerted effort on the defensive end to keep the Jumbos from having success from behind the 3-point line.
If you're Coach Linton here in this moment, your team's kind of struggling. You only have a 5-point lead. It seems like Suffolk's got a bit of momentum. Do you think about maybe pulling the bigs, going to the 5-out, and trying to run the floor like it worked so well in the middle of this half?
You know, I wouldn't, just because I think, look, they're shooting 59% from the floor. What they're doing is working, and they are winning. They've stayed ahead for the entirety of the game so far. I think it's more stay calm, get good shots. You'll pull ahead eventually, but just don't let any run from Suffolk get into your head. We know that, we have the size. Let's not waste that advantage.
Robertson back in for Suffolk. Sullivan. Down low to Howe, being guarded by Stewart. And try and turn up, face up. Champion gets the ball.
And that's exactly right there.
Ooh, dangerous pass. Thorner's able to corral it. Gets it back. Wants the pick there. Instead, he'll hand off. Theo Henry. Around the Stewart pick. Gets doubled. Swing pass. Thorner 3. Got it!
And there's that first 3 of the game, right as we were talking about it. When Suffolk blitzes screens like that, it's going to leave confusion and opportunities for men to run wide open, and Thorner took advantage.
Robertson in the lane. Tough fade away. Doesn't go. McLaren with the board. Pass ahead. Henry. Extra pass. Champion off glass with the reverse.
And beautiful basketball being played right there. So now the 2 keys we've seen, get the 3-point shot going and run in transition. They've done both of them, and suddenly that lead is back up to 10.
Largest lead of the day so far for the Jumbos. Levangie being hounded by Dylan Thorner. Howe swings Robertson. Extra pass to the corner to Gates. 10 on the shot clock. Sullivan looks for help. Gets it to Robertson with 5 on the shot clock. McLaren all in his grill. He's got 1 on the shot clock. Got to take it. Sullivan forces it. Rims out, but gets his own board. Gonna drive here on Henry. Looked like he took an extra step. Jumbos get the board anyway.
And they are playing with physicality right now, and Suffolk just cannot keep up.
Thorner, Stewart, wide open. Champion didn't see it, then he passed it too late. Going the other way. Sullivan skip pass ahead, Levangie. 1.5 to go first half. Robertson with a very moving pick there, and Levangie cannot take advantage.
Yeah, and the shot's just not dropping now for Suffolk. They look a little bit frazzled by this Jumbos defense. Now under 2 minutes left to go. Jumbos are going to slow it down a little bit and try to take a over 10-point lead into the half.
Thorner, another pull down. Hard finish, off glass. Dylan Thorner gets what he wants.
And now a timeout for Suffolk, and they need it. Jumbos came out of that timeout with a vengeance, and they're using their physicality, and they're playing like the team we know they are. Again, they just have an advantage over the Suffolk team. Some of these guys on Suffolk, they're just not ready for prime time. Gates out here, he's not really doing much, kind of just running up and down the court. And when you have an advantage like that in a 5-on-5 game for the Jumbos, you just have guys who are going to dominate their individual matchups. And they're taking advantage of that so far on both ends of the court, because when you only have a couple guys for Suffolk who can really generate a shot on their own, and then on the other end, you only have a couple guys who can really guard in one-on-one. You have to send these blitzes on screens, and you have to run people around on offense. And it's tiring, and when you're going against a team like the Jumbos that has guys off the bench like Kai Champion who can really do that either way, it's going to be tough. But right now, 12-point game. Suffolk wants to cut into that before the end of the half. They've gotten it back close every time the Jumbos have tried to stretch it out, so don't count them out just yet.
Absolutely, and Dylan Thorner going to keep that streak alive as he has now crossed the double-digit plateau already in this first half.
And, he's a guy who doesn't need to dominate the ball to get his points, which I think is a big part of the Jumbos' offensive success so far.
Yeah, Dylan Thorner is shooting 71% from the field. He's taken 7 shots to get to 11 points.
Yeah, and we see that a lot. We really do. I think last year the offense really ran through Luke Rogers, but he needed to dominate the ball to get those points.
Ooh, that is a tough call there on Casey McLaren. who is putting in a shift defensively, but he's going to get called for a reach. Howe will be at the line.
Yeah, not a continuation, though. I don't think they counted that as an and one. But, yeah, another reach on these post-ups that I think Coach Lynn would just rather have them avoid.
Howe misses it. Jumbos can go 2 for 1 here if they time it right. That's what Theo Henry's motioning. Handoff Dieterle. Skip pass. McLaren didn't take it. He is not confident. Henry will take it and hit it.
And that is a 2 for 1 run to perfection right there.
Jumbos with a 15-point lead. Suffolk looking to try and get some momentum to take into the half here. Sullivan, Lavangi. Suffolk seems to think they can hold for the last shot. That's ambitious, I'll give them that.
It'll be close. But yeah, their offense right now is just stalling.
Lavangi gonna drive. Henry's there, double comes. Extra pass, Howe goes up, gets fouled and one. That is a killer for the Jumbos.
Yeah, and just a good finish right there for Suffolk. Ran the clock all the way down, drew 2 men on the drive, cut it back, and there you go. A little too much contact, got it to fall. Give or take 7 seconds for the Jumbos after this free throw.
Yeah, if he makes this, you're gonna look, you gotta think that this is the sort of thing they practice at the end of practice.
Get the ball
at least
in,
a couple
get the ball
times a
down
week.
court. Yeah, for sure. We'll see what they draw up out of this if he does make it.
If he misses it, they gotta go quickly.
Sure.
And he does, maybe intentionally. 5 on the clock. Henry in a hurry.
Plenty of time.
Gonna drive.
And one.
Off glass, doesn't get the foul, and that is halftime. Halftime score here at Cousin, Suffolk 29 and your Jumbos 42. Jared, what did the Jumbos do in that last 2 minutes that allowed them to get this big lead going into halftime?
Well, I think simply put, they played a lot more confident, and I think biggest thing, they got 2 3-pointers to fall, and that's 6 points on the board right there. You know, Suffolk wasn't answering back on the offensive end. They played suffocating defense, but really the confidence was key coming out of that timeout. They ran in transition. They got
break. We'll be back on the other side with the second half, live from Cousins.
Let me show you something. Let me show you something.
Welcome back to Cousins Gymnasium after a very interesting first half on the floor. Jared, what interests you in terms of numbers from that first half?
Yeah, very interesting box score from the first half right there. Obviously, Jumbo's up 13 points, but I think the box score really shows you that they probably should be up a little bit more. They're shooting 62.5% from the floor, which is really an obscene number, but only 2 for 8 from 3. So most of their success has been in the paint. As we said, a lot of backdoor cuts, a lot of shots not off the dribble, off a quick pass, go right up, and that's been successful for them so far. They really only opened up this lead late in the second half because they finally hit 2 3-pointers and then 0 for 3 from the free throw line. They haven't hit a free throw, and that in a game where they've out-rebounded their opponent, in a game where they've outscored their opponent, in a game where they've outpassed their opponent, I think if some of these things start to come back into equilibrium, maybe they can open up the lead a little more, but that 62.5% is bound to come down a little bit. So I think very interesting to see how they react here in the second half.
Levangie with it. Sullivan around the pick. Handoff Robertson. Sullivan being guarded by Truman Gettings, out on the floor with 3 fouls. Crean gonna drive, extra pass, Howe finishes.
Yeah, they really saved that possession at the end right there. Not good spacing to start, but they moved around a little bit and then off a screen, easy bucket, which they really need to have more of here in the second half.
Gettings, handoff Thorner around the Gettings pick, and then back the other way. Drops Robertson, fade away, doesn't go. Gettings with the board and the finish. Sullivan across the timeline, 11 against 11. Howe, swung wide Levangie. Crean gonna go around, 2 picks, stops. Robertson drops Gettings, gets his dribble back. Around Gettings the second time, can't get it to go. Stewart with the board.
And that's a shot he will usually hit. Got himself a good open look and couldn't put it down. Jumbos want to capitalize on that right now.
Thorner, pick and roll with Stewart. Extra pass, Gettings off glass. What a play!
Yeah, and Stewart has a knack for some of these flashy passes. A little no look right there. He loves to have fun out of the post, and that's the offense that's been working. Check how many shots they've had today that have come with no dribbles.
It's got to be at least 20. Crean off the pick, looking for some help. Gets it to Howe. Suffolk seems like they're playing hot potato. No one really wants to take a shot. Robertson will. He misses. Stewart with another board.
Yeah, and they just don't have a 5 on the floor where everyone can shoot, and it leads to possessions like that, a suboptimal shot.
Gettings going to get fouled before the shot as he was backing down Levangie, who did not have the height to stay with him.
Yeah, and Keenan Robertson was 2 for 10 in the first half, so easily one of his worst games of the year so far. Of course, he's coming off a 2-game absence. That can be maybe part of it, but the Jumbos certainly doing their job on the leading man.
Backdoor pin down, Gettings gets it to go.
And again, I'm just going to keep saying it. An offense that can get buckets in the paint off of no dribbles is the easiest way to win a basketball game.
Truman Gettings is playing out of his mind right now. That one does go for Levangie as the 3-point shooting is keeping Suffolk in this game.
Yeah, that's the 3rd time or so that's happened so far. A contested shot in the corner, but they hit it, and it keeps them in the game.
Aronson stops on a dime. Can't get it to go.
Yeah, it might have slipped a little.
Sullivan to Levangie, going to drive on Cohen. Stops, tough shot. Doesn't go. Aronson gets the board. Going over the big guys. Thorner in space. Extra pass. Off glass. No. Stewart wanted the foul. Everyone seemed sure that was a foul. And Suffolk going to slow it down as Sullivan is slow to get up.
Yeah, he put it up so quickly it looked like it might have been contact on there, but now an injury and a timeout for Suffolk. 14-point game. Tufts have extended the lead a little bit, but kind of frenetic basketball on both sides going back and forth. You again look at the 3-point matchup. 6 of 11 for Suffolk. 2 for 9 for the Jumbos. That's a 12-point difference right there. And in a 14-point game, you see how that's really keeping them in it.
Absolutely. And I'm looking at Truman Gettings, who of the 5 Jumbo starters has played the least minutes today, is their leading scorer.
I mean, he's just been hyper efficient. He gets the ball, and he doesn't need to do much with it. He scored a couple times off of straight line drives where he's just simply bigger and more athletic than his defender, and then most of his points have come off, as I've said, no dribble touches in the paint, get the ball to him, he puts it right up, and that's very valuable against a team like Suffolk that really doesn't have much to say for in terms of defense in the paint. So they're going to keep looking back at that, but I think it's a testament, as you said, starter with the least minutes so far, but they can do that. Actually, Tyler Aronson has one less minute, but either way.
Yeah, and speaking of things not going right for Suffolk, they are currently dealing with 2 starters who are receiving treatment, which for a team that has very little depth is going to pose an enormous challenge.
Yeah, coming into this game, the Suffolk starters had scored an absurd amount of their points, 79%. They're starting 5, and that counts Robertson and doesn't count his replacements for the 2 games he missed. So 5 guys, including one of them missing 2 games, have scored 411 of their 521 points so far this season. If they're missing guys from that starting 5, this game could get out of hand.
Levangie against Gettings. Sullivan off the pick, faked like he was going to pass it, wide open in the corner, and that just can't happen if you're the Jumbos.
Fooled the entire defense right there, and a wide open shot cuts the lead to 11, but Robertson off the court and getting treatment, as you said.
Aronson to Stewart. Backdoor cut. Gettings gets the foul, flips it up, and nearly got it to fall.
But just too easy of a look right there. That wasn't even a particularly advanced set from the Jumbos. They just ran Gettings off a screen into the paint, and he got an open look and a foul. They're going to keep doing that until Suffolk can figure out a way to limit it.
Yeah, I know. I knew the play was coming. You knew the play was coming. Everyone on the Jumbos bench knew the play was coming. I don't quite know how Suffolk didn't know that it was a backdoor pin down.
The Jumbos just want to get the ball into the paint, and they're doing it.
Stewart can't quite corral that one. Sullivan away with it. Kicks. Levangie for 3. Rims out. Thorner with a tough board. Skip pass ahead, Gettings. Finishes, no. Fighting for it, and a great grab there by Gates.
Yeah, and good active hands for Suffolk to force a strip right there on what looked like a fast break layup.
Vanjie handoff, Crean gonna go hard. Extra pass, intercepted. Gettings ahead for Carson Cohen. 1-on-1. Euro off glass, gets it a go. Come on, Carson.
Yeah, that is a great move and a one-on-one opportunity. If he had slowed it down, it would have been more like a 1-on-4, but makes a good decision, takes his man head on, and the Euro step leads to 2. Up to 50 points now, the Jumbos are.
Sullivan into Levangie. Trying to get some separation, nothing there. They'll go back out again. The double comes. 10 on the shot clock. Sullivan dribble himself into a corner. Howe gonna try and drive on Stewart. Up and under, tough finish.
Yeah, that's Rowe's 4th made shot of the game. He's been consistent, really their only option in the paint so far.
Aronson into Stewart. Wanted the Aronson backdoor cut, instead hands off Gettings. Gettings up under, floater, just short. Thorner gets the board, kicks. Stewart gonna back down. No look pass, Dylan Thorner with authority.
And look at Bobby Stewart. A great no-look pass right there. And again, the off-ball presence of this Jumbos team has really been spectacular so far. Maybe a dunk, I don't know, we'll call it a dunk, but an and one and off a beautiful pass, and in comes Bernstein. The Jumbos are playing with some style right now.
Yeah, Bobby Stewart is looking like Nikola Jokic out there right now.
Yeah, and he loves to show off. When he makes those passes, he knows he made a great pass.
Thorner finishes the and one. Jumbo stretch the lead to 14. And Theo Henry right up in the grill of Sullivan. 15 minutes to go here at Cousins. Robertson back on the floor for the Rams. Backdoor cut. McLaren comes with a block. Second block, and now let's see what happens.
Bench is calling for a goaltend.
I think there was some. I think, though, they're going to call it correctly that that Bernstein pinned it against the backboard. It did not hit the backboard first, so it's just going to be 2 at the line.
Yeah, McLaren got beat off a cut right there from Robertson. Recovered in time, but only in time to knock him off a little bit. Clear foul, but yeah, probably not a goaltend.
Missing the first is Robertson, adding to his woeful day shooting the ball.
Substitution checking into the game, number 14, Kai Champion.
Kai Champion in, Carson Cohen out.
Yeah, this lineup looks...
And Robertson misses them both. Bernstein just goes over the top. That's what happens when you're 6'11". Now he runs the floor. Champion doesn't see him. Jumbos will reset. Thorner into Bernstein. Little too much on that one.
Yeah, but they're looking for him. They're looking for him because it's just a matchup that Suffolk cannot account for. This lineup looks similar to the lineup we saw in the first half. So we saw Maracus in there briefly. I like the addition of Thorner with Champion in this lineup. So you've got a ball handler, you've got a shooter, you've got a big man. I think this is something the Jumbos are going to look to build on.
Sullivan tries to go around the pick, getting nothing there. Gates, and they're going to get McLaren for the hold, and that's his 4th personal. And quickly back into the game is going to be Truman Gettings.
Tough substitution into the game number 25, Truman Gettings.
Phillip going to trigger the inbound. Into Gomez. Handoff Gates around the pick. Kicks out Robinson. Gomez with a nice spin move in the lane. Lefty finish off glass.
That was an impressive move right there and a quick timeout in response from Linton as the lead gets cut to 12. But, wow, spin move in the paint, left-hand finish over 2 men, and suddenly game's not quite over.
Yeah, for a game that has not been very high scoring, we've seen a really high number of impressive finishes.
Yeah, from both teams, absolutely been an entertaining game. And I think the Jumbos just want to take a beat right here, reset, get their offense going again. Again, I really like this lineup they have. I think you've got size with Bernstein and Gettings, but size that can do a bunch of different things. We know Gettings can take some guys off the dribble. You've got a ball handler in Kai Champion who can score, he can pass, and then you've got 2 guys who can really shoot the ball, Henry and Thorner, if they do stay with this lineup. So I think a game like this is really a game where you can experiment a little bit. We've seen it so far, and see if they can push that lead up a little more.
Speaking of things we're keeping a close eye on, we are officially on triple-double watch for Bobby Stewart. He's got 6 points, 7 boards, and 5 assists. If he keeps playing the way he's playing, we could be looking at another special night for number 21.
Yeah, triple-double in NESCAC and D3 is pretty rare, and Stewart is just a rare big man who can really pass it out of the paint and pass with purpose.
Suffolk in a zone here. Jumbo's immediately going to switch to the zone break. Thorner into Bernstein, goes up strong, no call, and a good board there for Gomez.
And that's where his game has got to improve, right? That was the right choice, get the ball into the middle of the zone, but just couldn't go up with enough authority to finish over 2 guys.
Skip pass corner. Gomez working against Gettings. Out. Robertson fakes around. Bernstein drops him, and a good, that is a tough call against Theo Henry. It looked to me as if he had drawn the charge.
Yeah, not sure if he was in position right there in time or if his foot may have been in the restricted area, but yeah, close call right there, and a little defensive breakdown leads to 2 more shots for the Rams.
Yeah, Gomez at the line, shooting 2 here. Bobby Stewart waiting to check in at the next whistle.
Neither team have been successful from the line so far, though, and that is broken a little bit right there, but 5 for 13 from the line are the Rams, and 0 for 3 from the line are the Jumbos. So not exactly a free throw shooting display so far tonight.
No, this is it's been what you would say a grinded, ugly type game, and the free throw shooting has kind of been emblematic of that.
Yeah, I would agree 100%, but look at the score. Leads back down to 10. Rams have kept fighting, and they're in this 3-2 zone.
Who's going to go center? It will be Henry in the center of the zone. Gets it, turns around, kicks back out. Champion gets fouled.
Yeah, and the Jumbos are doing what you do to break a 3-2 zone, get the ball in the middle and try to work it out from there. First possession, Bernstein couldn't finish. Second possession, they draw a foul. We'll see how long this zone look lasts if the Jumbos can find some success against it, because really this is something you do when you're trying to do anything you can to stop an offense.
Stewart to Champion in the corner, open 3. Got it.
It's another way to do it. You can shoot over the zone.
Kai Champion getting on the score sheet. Robertson kicks out to Phillip. Backdoor pass, extra pass in the corner. Gates 3 is good.
And that was his first shot attempt of the game, but he knocks it down.
Yeah, that was great ball movement there from the Rams to get that open look in the corner. Still in the zone. Henry. Skip pass to a wide open Gettings. He'll drive. Go back to the top. Champion catches. Being doubled. And that pass is just under hit. And away come the Rams. Ahead. Levangie finishes.
And under 10. Yeah, sloppy pass from Champion right there. Just didn't get enough on it. An easy point off turnover for the Rams. Maybe the zone is working a little bit.
Well, the Jumbos seem uncertain as to who they want in the center of this zone right now. Gettings down low. Extra pass. Stewart. They're going to call it before the finish. It'll be on the floor.
Suffolk College number 15, Kyle Fuller, fifth. Tough substitution to the game for catch Carson Cohen. Checking the Rams, number 11, Sullivan.
Jumbo's bench communicating what they want to do precisely to break this zone. Got to get it into Stewart. Fakes the handoff, Carson Cohen. Backdoor pass, forced it, and away come the Rams.
Yeah, and sometimes this gets a little overambitious with those passes.
Gates, pull up three, got it, and it is a 5-point game here at Cousins.
The Rams are back in and on the back of this 3-2 zone, and back-to-back 3-point shots from Gates. Didn't take a single one the whole game, and now he's 2 for 2.
Thorner, Champion, into Cohen in the middle. Tries to dribble a zone, that's not gonna work, somehow saves it. And they're gonna get a foul on, I believe that's gonna be called on Gates, or no, excuse me, on Gomez. That is the 6th team foul, so the Jumbos are now gonna be in the bonus the rest of the way.
Catch a little bit of a break right there. The offense is really struggling against this zone, fumbling the ball on that possession and just really being unable to generate open looks, but they need to calm down a little bit and see what they can do.
Well, the first thing they need to do is not try and dribble a zone.
100%.
Stewart, skip pass, Thorner open in the corner. Into Gettings. Stewart at the free throw line. That one doesn't go, and the rebound is corralled by Robertson. Sullivan in a hurry. Has Gettings on his heels, instead swings Robertson. Extra pass, Levangie around the pick. Driving hard, off glass, and it is a one-possession game.
And what a comeback. And look, that was Robertson is back in the game. That means Tufts lost the non-Robertson minutes. The one thing we said they needed to do to keep that lead up, they didn't do it.
Open three, Cohen, no. And they can tie it here with a three. Levangie, handoff Sullivan. Faked the three, had the open three, didn't take it. Wants the pick, gets the pick. Doubled in the corner, somehow kept his dribble. Skip pass, Levangie three. No, rebound out, Sullivan three. That one is way off. And the Jumbo's bench breathes a sigh of relief here. Breakdown is the right word, Jared, as right now it is a 14-3 run for the Rams.
Yeah, as you said, breakdown. Jumbos need to calm down here, find a good look on offense, and then get back to what is working on defense. They know they can stop this Suffolk team, but clearly a real competitor.
Stewart trying to go through the zone, and they're going to call a foul, and that'll put Bobby Stewart at the line.
1-1.
And I'll tell you who's definitely paying attention to this. It's every other NESCAC team, because if they see that the Jumbos are having trouble breaking a zone, what do you think is going to happen when they walk into Cousins?
Yeah, 100%. I think after this week, zone break might be an emphasis for this Jumbos team with the way this is going, but still 10 minutes left, and we'll see if they can make that adjustment in-game.
They're going to have to if they want to win this game.
100%. But free throw shooting again.
What
maybe
a play there by McLaren to punch that rebound back out.
today might be the day that free throw shooting really comes back to bite the Jumbos.
Aronson jumper short. Rebound for the Rams. Sullivan. In a hurry, handoff Robertson, cuts middle, backdoor feed, and Rowe finishes.
And now the Rams have everything working for them, and they have everything working for them that Tufts had earlier in the game.
And you can hear the Rams crowd getting into it. Swung around the perimeter, Cohen gonna try and drive, extra pass Stewart, kicked to the corner, Dieterle fake, step back three, no. Great board, Cohen, but he can't corral it on the second chance. And away coming is Crean. Rams can take the lead, Robertson, back rim, spins in, and a giant run for Suffolk.
From down 14 to up 2, a huge run for Suffolk, and the Jumbos have been punched in the face right here. They need to find a way to respond.
McLaren 3, short, rebound, Cohen off glass. That is the sort of effort plays that you need here.
Yeah, wow. Looks like we wrote Suffolk off, and they did not write back. Came all the way back from a 14-point deficit, tied 58-58 here. Nothing is dropping for the Jumbos, and they are desperately in need of this timeout.
Yeah, you're in need of this timeout, and it's time to, I think, change something defensively, because the way Suffolk is playing, they're just breaking down this defense with that simple getting the ball to the corner and then running the pick around, cutting in towards the elbow. And then they either will go right to the hoop or they'll kick to the wing to a wide open shooter.
I think the Jumbos have been over pursuing on defense for sure. Off some of those screens, they just haven't been disciplined in their defense. And I think there hasn't been a huge difference in the Rams offense from half one to half two, but the defensive effort from the Jumbos has certainly suffered. They're going to have to lock back in, and I think they're going to need to find a combination on offense that's working. The shots, the jump shots have not been falling. They skated along in most of this game because they were generating open look after open look in the paint. As I said, coming into the half, 62.5% was not going to hold up. It's down to 54.0 already. So as I said, if you can't generate those wide open looks in the paint over and over again, you're really going to have to do something else to get your offense going again. They haven't been able to do that. They'll look to adjust. The 3-point deficit now 10 of 18 to 3 of 13, and that has been huge for the Rams.
I mean, tie game 9 minutes ago. This is when you need individuals to step up.
Yeah, Aronson just hasn't had it going today. This is the time of game where they need him to start hitting shots off the dribble and being a threat that the defense has to account for so he can get other guys open.
Robertson off the pick. Down low, extra pass, Rowe doesn't get it. And Stewart fights for the board and gets fouled, and he'll be at the line again.
So Jumbo's going back to the line, but you got to convert here. And then for the Rams, their offense really is clicking right now. Didn't get it to finish right there, but they're all moving with discipline. They're moving with purpose, and they're generating a lot better looks than the Jumbos are right now.
Rams gonna make a sub. Gomez back in, Rowe out. Stewart at the line, 1-1. Big free throw there for Bobby Stewart. Not just for the point on the scoreboard, but for confidence. Gets them both.
Yeah, that's big. Jumbos can't really afford empty possessions right now.
Aiden Sullivan across the timeline, 9 minutes to go. Levangie. Gomez turns to face Stewart. They're trying to get to Robertson. Jumbo's doing a good job denying. Instead, they'll try Levangie. Handoff there. Crean gonna try and drive. All over him was Dieterle, and he gets to the line for two.
Yeah, just still some miscommunications on screens for the Jumbos, and it's leading to wide open drives to the basket for the Rams, and the Rams benches into it. They have the momentum on their side, and we can really feel it right here at Cousins.
Crean's first. Will rim out. I don't know, in all my years of watching, commentating, playing basketball, I cannot remember a college basketball game that has seen two teams shoot worse from the free throw line.
Yeah, for sure. Neither team really strength has been free throw shooting coming into the game so far, but it's been evident with 8 minutes and 46 seconds left to go.
Absolutely. Speaking of things that are evident, it is very evident that you will not want to miss tomorrow's JumboCast presentation of Tufts women's basketball as they host the number 2 team in the country in the NYU Corsets. Live on JumboCast at 1. We'll have our best commentators on that, of course, as we always do. And Tufts women's basketball will sign off for their 2022, as well as JumboCast will sign off for our 2022 with a showdown here at Cousins. Don't miss it. All right, Jared. 1 point lead. You got the ball back. You seem to have weathered the run. What do you need to do to get a run going for yourselves?
Well, I don't know. The Jumbos are on their heels right now, and they just have not been able to find any rhythm on offense in the last 10 or so minutes, really, 5 to 10 minutes. And so I would like to say you got to go back to what was working earlier in the game, but I think the Rams have tightened up on defense just enough that they're not going to be able to just generate these open looks in the basket over and over and over again. I think now is the time, as you said, for your top scorers to make plays on their own. Tyler Aronson needs to be able to get a bucket. Dylan Thorner needs to be able to get a bucket. And if they can do that literally once or twice, that will open up the rest of the offense to get back to what they were doing earlier.
Carson Cohen across the timeline. Rams are back in man. Stewart comes to set a pick. Cohen around the pick. Kicks to the corner. McLaren finally gets one to fall.
Yeah, and that is a huge sigh of relief. He's been way off from three so far today, but they trust him. He's a guy they can go to time and time again. And a big three to increase that lead, but maybe get some confidence back in their shooting.
Great hands there, and intercepting it is Tyler Aronson. Swing out, McLaren. Cohen wanted it in the corner. Jumbos will reset instead. Jade Ederle to Aronson. Looking down low for Stewart. Jump pass to Stewart. Aronson cuts, not there. McLaren saves it to Cohen. 5 on the shot clock. Carson Cohen takes the three. Makes the three!
And then back-to-back threes now. Maybe the Jumbos heating up a little bit, lead back up to 7. Carson Cohen created a lot of space right there without doing too much, and he knocked it down. Big for Cohen.
Sullivan's three. He misses, but Aronson closed out a little too hard there.
Coach Linton calling for an offensive foul. He thinks leg got stuck out right there, but they're not going to acquiesce. And 3 shots at the line, the one thing you never want to do in a game of basketball, foul a three-point shooter.
Yeah, I mean, I think Coach Linton has a valid point. His legs were out, but I do think it was a natural shooting motion. And Aronson trying to make up for his struggles on the offensive end, just going a little too hard defensively, running into that foul.
But now missed free throw, and suddenly we're back where we are very familiar at the line without a lot of production.
Gets that one to go. Cuts it back to 6. Jumbo's going to make 3 subs. Aronson, Dieterle, and Stewart out. Maracas, Champion, and Gettings in. As Coach Linton is going to give Stewart and Aronson one last rest before they run the distance.
Yeah, 7 minutes left to go. Maracas in the game, I think, shows that Linton's not just going to run with the starters for the remainder. They need to space out their bench, get some guys going, but different combinations of guys, as we've seen.
I mean, I think right now you look at 14. He's got to be the guy right now.
Yeah, he's really a spark scorer, and that's what they need at the moment.
Champion here, Maracas. Gonna drive left kick. McLaren thought about it instead. Swings Carson Cohen, 10 on the shot clock. Cohen into Gettings. Gettings, turnaround. Got it!
Yeah, he wanted to get to his right hand right there, and he did just that. Jumbos have had a really hard time getting into the paint against this zone, and they did it right there. Leads to an easy bucket.
Truman Gettings now in double digits. Open 3 for Gates, and he is perfect from deep.
Yeah, maybe I spoke too soon on him. He knows what he's doing, 3 for 3, and has been really a huge part of this comeback.
Maracas, that one's intercepted, going the other way of the Rams. There is a slight error on the scoreboard. It is 68-64, so for those of you who, as they have fixed it, you did not miss a basket. It is still a 4-point game. Henry and Thorner back in. McLaren and Cohen out.
Checking in for the Rams, number 22, Keenan Robertson.
Theo Henry calling out the play. Thorner comes to get it. Anderson immediately comes to him. Henry. Back to Thorner. Skip pass. Champion fakes out. Kicks to the corner. Maracas, great ball fake. Up, off glass. Gets the foul.
And that's what happens when you drive to the rim with authority. Maracas passed up a semi-open three-point shot, took it to the rim. He's 6'4", guard. He's got the physicality, he's got the size, and that is exactly what Coach Linton wants.
Yeah, and the Jumbos will be shooting 2 at the line the rest of the way. And Maracas continues his season-long struggles from the free throw line. Jansen Maracas is an interesting case. He's shooting above 50% from both field goal and from 3, and is shooting below 30% from the free throw line.
Yeah, that's pretty emblematic of this team so far this season.
Number 33, Jake Gomez.
Rams going to make a couple subs. Gomez back in alongside Levangie, Gates, Robinson, and Sullivan. Maracas gets the second, lead back up to 5. Suffolk bringing it across the timeline, 6 minutes to go. Sullivan hands off Robinson. Gomez into Robinson on the post against Henry. Henry doing a good job staying with him. Theo Henry hands up. Turnaround for Robinson doesn't go. And they're going to get Henry with a foul, and Dylan Thorner's face says it all right now.
Yeah, I'm not really sure where the contact was on that. Robertson was determined to get to his right hand right there. Henry forced him that way. Looked like a solid defensive possession, but a foul on the way up and 2 shots. We'll see if Robertson can make them pay.
Brennan Linton still asking for an explanation. Robertson gets the first. He can cut into a single-digit game here if he gets this one.
Yeah, and it was a late call, too. A little confusing.
Yeah, that's one of those calls that you're not going to get called if he makes the shot. And
yeah,
that's what I really hate is if it's a foul, call the foul. Don't wait.
And there, Robertson makes both free throws. One of the only times we've said that so far today.
Yeah, it's him and Bobby Stewart. Those are the only 2 times someone has made both free throws today. Maracas.
And again.
Thorner swung to Champion. Thought about it, takes it, makes it!
And the shot making has to come through. That's what I've said, and Champion's a guy who can do that. The Jumbo's offense not even getting it into the paint right now against the zone, but they're knocking down their shots.
Another 3 for Gates, and another one falls.
He did nothing in the first half and has hit 4 3-pointers here in the second. He hasn't missed one.
Yeah. He is heating up in a hurry here. Gettings down low. Double team. Gettings up under. Oh! I don't know about that one. That looked like one step to me.
Yeah, tried to step through and got called for the travel. A beautiful move, but no dice right there. And now, again, a 3-point lead and an empty possession for the Jumbos. See if Gates can get the ball for yet another 3.
Backdoor cut, Sullivan. Calling for the pick from Gomez. Doesn't get it. Swung. Robertson. Gomez. Great hands. Champion with a steal. He's going to go the other way. Champion. Euro. And gets blocked, but they're going to call the foul. And Kai will be at the line for 2.
Suffolk College number 12, Young Gates, his first team limit. Kai Champion at the line, shooting 2.
Gates came into today a 13% three-point shooter. He's now 4 for 4.
That reminds me of that game last year, the women's game, when Annika Decker came in shooting 0 for 21 from 3 and proceeded to hit 6 straight threes to start the game.
She had like 25 points, and I remember that. Gates, let's see, has been a successful three-point shooter so far in his career. 40% in 2020, 38% in 2021. Looks like he was off to a slow start this year and may have broken out of it tonight.
I would say that's a fair assessment. Sullivan across the timeline. Robertson pulls up at the free throw line, looking for the backdoor cut of Gates. He manages to save it. Levangie swung back to Gates. Sullivan, handoff Levangie. 10 on the shot clock. Gates drives left. Extra pass. Finished nicely by Gomez.
And that might have been the first time we've seen Gates put the ball on the floor tonight. But he does it. He makes a nice pass, and he gets the bucket. I think if you're the Jumbos, you've got to force Robertson to go left. He's shown no sign that he wants to do that.
Champion, another 3. Another hit! Kai champion is clutch.
Playmakers make plays, and that is what the Jumbos have needed tonight.
Levangie to Sullivan. Gates another three. That one finally missed, but they get the board. And offensive foul, stepping up is Theo Henry to draw the charge.
And that's exactly what Theo Henry does. Such a smart player. He saw Robertson coming from a mile away, stepped up, was there in plenty of time to draw the charge, and he continues to be a presence on this team that makes plays like that. Timeout, Tufts up 6, 3 minutes, 39 seconds to go. We've got a lot of basketball left to be played, and it's been a close game.
Absolutely. And Jumbo's getting a little bit of breathing room here, but a lot closer than I think they or anyone else thought today was going to be. And right now, if you're Coach Linton, I know you love to finish with that starting lineup, but you would have to be a fool to take 14 out of this game.
Yeah, I agree. Champion has been the guy so far, and I think you look at the stat sheet today, the Jumbos have the advantage, 58% from the floor. They've made 32 shots. Suffolk's only made 24, but again, the three-point game has been the difference, but that's been ticking up a little bit for the Jumbos here. They're over 40% from three now as a team, despite the fact that they were shooting 0% at halftime. That is the type of team this is. They're out-rebounding Suffolk, both defensively and offensively. They've led for 97.8% of this game, but it's been in danger recently. I think it's a good timeout from Linton right here to try to calm down the team. As I said, playmakers make plays. You need those guys to shoot, but the Jumbos have not been able to penetrate this zone. They've really been relying on outside looks recently, and that'll work to get the lead back up. But I think an offensive adjustment has to be made to make sure going down the stretch, if the three-point shot goes cold, you don't want that to end it for you.
Absolutely. Jumbo's 5 on the floor. Cohen, Henry, Champion, Gettings, Thorner. It looks like this will be the 5 to finish it out. 3.5 to go here at Cousins. Suffolk crowd trying to will their team into a stop. Henry around the Thorner pick. Gettings. Carson Cohen now around another pick. He drives baseline. Circles around. Pull-up jumper. Off. Thorner's able to save it. 4 on the shot clock. Henry's got to shoot it. Takes it. And makes it! Are you kidding me? Theo Henry from half court. And when they needed it most, the seniors step up. Henry with another steal, gets fouled, and he'll go to the line.
That is unbelievable from Theo Henry. From near half court, just a prayer, and he gets it to go to extend the lead to 9, then draws a foul on the other end, and the Jumbos are back in business. 9-point lead, under 3 to go. Wow, what a shot.
Ice cold Theo Henry. Gets the first free throw.
You know what he does? He makes his free throws. That may be more valuable to this team than hitting shots from half court.
Gets them both, and it is an 11-point lead for the Jumbos. Sullivan across the timeline. Drives all the way to the baseline, spins. Handoff Levangie. Sullivan against Thorner. Into Gates. They're trying to get it to Robertson. Champion denying.
Yeah, Robertson frustrated right now. Can't get the ball to him.
Instead, they'll go to Rowe against Gettings. 5 on the shot clock. Rowe up the finish, gets it to go.
Yeah, he has been a consistent presence for them in the paint so far. When they've needed a bucket, he's got nice touch around the rim. Another timeout right here. Still anyone's game, but the Jumbos definitely have an advantage so far as the cheerleaders look to plank out the timeout.
I did not notice that. That is a good notice that the viewers at home might not get to see. But speaking of things that just you don't expect to see, Theo Henry shooting from half court was not on my bingo card.
Yeah, but when that ball went up, it just felt like it was going in from a second it left his hand. A prayer at the end of the shot clock, and he got it to go, and that will definitely be the play of the game tonight if the Jumbos manage to come out with a win.
Absolutely. Theo Henry, when the Jumbos need him, steps up. Jumbo's going to inbound the ball. Suffolk not going to put on a press yet.
And they have an opportunity to extend that lead to above 10 points here with under 2.5 minutes. A big, big possession for Tufts.
Yeah, key here is not to rush it. Wait till you get an open shot. Cohen. Into Gettings at the elbow. Henry cut back door. It was shut off. Cohen. Champion with 10 on the shot clock. Carson Cohen gets it to Dylan Thorner. Zero's time to shine. Behind the back. Gettings with 3 on the shot clock. Cohen doesn't get it to go. That hit rim. Suffolk comes away with it. 1:50 to go.
And Coach Litton's at risk of getting a technical foul right here.
Extra pass. Gets it to go. Jumbos down or up by 7.
And they just couldn't generate a good shot on that possession, and that's been a theme recently. They need to find something that will work here. Champion might be that guy.
Theo Henry into Gettings. Turns around. Gettings gonna drive. Gettings gets fouled. He'll go to the line.
And the game might be decided at the free throw line where the Jumbos have struggled. But, you know, as you said coming out a couple timeouts ago, keep 14 on the floor, and he's been out there. I think it shows Coach Litton not willing to go against the flow of the game, so to speak. You know, Tyler Aronson struggled so far today, and he's not on the court. We see Champion in his place.
Timeout going to be called by someone. I'm not quite sure who. It seems as if both teams just went to the bench.
Might be an official timeout. Dead silent here.
Yeah.
Cousins Gymnasium.
Very, very awkward silence at Cousins. And you can't, if it's awkward for us, you got to imagine how awkward it's got to be for Truman Gettings, who knows he has to go shoot 2 free throws any second.
Potentially to put the game away.
Yeah, if he can hit both of these, one more stop will put this one on ice. Misses the first.
Not even close.
Yeah, you could hear the Suffolk bench banging on something or another, trying to throw him off. Gets the second, 8-point lead, 1:27 to go. Jumbo's gonna pick up at half court.
Probably look for a quick shot here.
Levangie to Gates. Sullivan now. Jumbo's doing a good job denying the quick shot. Champion all over Levangie. Levangie, nice spin move. Lost the handle. Champion comes away with it. He'll get it over the timeline, and the Jumbos can run this down to about 40 seconds left. Suffolk's going to have to foul here. Henry to the rim and finishes. Theo Henry gets to double digits. The Jumbos lead gets to double digits, and Suffolk is in last gasp mode. Nice finish there from Sullivan. Timeout, Suffolk.
So trading baskets now. 8-point lead, 53.1 to go. At this point, it's all about disciplined basketball. No mistakes if you're the team playing in the lead. And if you're Suffolk, you got to get good, quick buckets. They haven't been able to get the ball to Robertson.
Right now, if you're the Jumbos, who is it you're saying in this huddle that you cannot let get the ball? Is it Gates? Is it Robertson?
Gates hasn't really shown any ability to create a shot off the dribble. He's going to be a catch-and-shoot kind of guy. Robertson's been off today, but I think in a way, when they try to force Robertson the ball, it really doesn't work for their offense. It generates more problems than it creates solutions. So if they're looking to get the ball to Robertson, no matter what, maybe you let him do that, lure him into a double team. He hasn't really been able to go left. There are ways to counteract that. I think the last thing you want is an open jump shot for someone like Gates.
Yeah, and I think if you're Brandon Linton, you might actually tell your team, if you feel like you're about to give up an open three, just grab them on the wrist, send them to the line, make them earn it at the 1-on-1.
Yeah, I think you're right, and it's that one thing he's going to say is absolutely no threes. You know, if you're going into this possession up 8, up 10, you can live with a bucket at the basket, but you can't live with a three, and you certainly can't live with a foul on a three-point shot.
Absolutely. Still a 3-possession game, so Jumbos have some wiggle room. As long as they don't make any unforced errors, they should be able to see this one out. Carson Cohen to trigger the inbound. Full court press is on. A little bit of trouble getting it in, and it is fought for, and that's going to be a tie-up. Possession error belongs to the Jumbos.
Catch a break right there, but this has been a pattern. The Jumbos have had a hard time getting the ball inbounds against full court presses so far this season. Right there, no different, and almost a turnover.
Yeah, this is where maybe you have Stewart sneak back towards half court to come catch this ball.
Yeah, you're going to need an emergency option here if you can't get the ball inbounds. Don't want to burn another timeout.
Cohen in trouble again, gets it to Thorner. The double.
Ooh.
Cohen's able to save it and gets fouled. A good foul there from Suffolk, as the Jumbos would have had a 2-on-1 going the other way.
Yeah, definitely a good foul, but also nearly a turnover right there. Just playing close to the edge are the Jumbos right now.
Carson Cohen at the line, shooting 2. He, alongside several of his teammates, it is now 5 Jumbos in double-digit, Cohen among them, as he adds to that 12 on the day now for Carson Cohen.
Thorner, Cohen, Thorner, Cohen, Gettings, Champion, Theo Henry all in double digits. Stewart not far behind with 8. The big 0, though, for Tyler Aronson has yet to get on the score sheet. Pretty rare for him.
He's only taken 2 shots today.
Yeah, and only played 18 minutes. I think the flow of the game has just kind of gone against him as a pull-up jump shooter.
Sullivan across. Levangie handoff to Robertson, looking to get a shot. Gets a floater, doesn't go. Rebound for the Rams, trying to go up and finishes Gomez. 35 left. Quickly into Cohen. Great play. Heads-up play there by Bobby Stewart.
And now we're playing the foul game. And as I said, coming in today, hadn't really been any games where the Jumbos' lack of free throw shooting has really impacted their ability to win or lose, but it might come down to that today. Looks like it's going to be a battle of free throw shooting going on. And on that position, we saw Robertson get the shot he wanted, couldn't get it to fall, but offensive rebound, it came through.
Yeah, absolutely, but you'll live with that as the Jumbos. If he wants to take a floater in the lane, down 10, sure. Cohen misses the first. And the second, misses both ends of the free throw. Quickly ahead, Levangie, handoff. Sullivan in a drive. Looking for a teammate. Intercepted by Theo Henry, and that should just about do it.
Yeah, not a strong pass off the drive right there. You saw what he wanted to do, kick out for a 3, but a little underhanded pass right in the air. Too easy. And we've got some subs for the Jumbos with this game nearly in the bag.
Yeah, I think you want subs with a little bit more height in case you need rebounds.
100%.
And see Bobby Stewart having a conversation over there with Truman Gettings and Casey McLaren as Theo Henry hits the first. Cohen and Stewart out, McLaren and Gettings in. Theo Henry here with a chance to end it if he can get this, making a 4-possession game with 22 seconds to go. And, of course, the way he's been playing tonight, Theo Henry sinks it. The Rams will bring it across the timeline here. Sullivan from way downtown doesn't go. Gettings with the board, and Gomez is going to hack him.
At this point, really hoping on a prayer if you're Suffolk, 14 seconds left down, double digits. I think if Gettings can hit 1 or 2 of these, we can say goodnight.
Yeah, and you got to wonder at what point Coach Jeff Jerome's just going to tell his team enough is enough. You've put in a valiant effort, but you lost this one. And they did put in a very, very good effort for a team that has struggled in recent weeks, playing as a very, very good Jumbos team. To keep it to a 10-point loss is very respectable.
Yeah, and they came back from down 14. They took the lead. We're not going to forget about that.
Absolutely. And from a Jumbos perspective, this was a trap game. You come off playing Harvard last weekend, playing at Clark midweek, a game that went to overtime, and you blew a 15-point lead, but managed to take the punch in the face and knock it down.
And a deep 3 right there, but looks like finally the Jumbos will dribble out the clock.
Final score here from Cousins. Suffolk 82, and your Jumbos 90. They close out their 2022 home schedule with a win. We close out our 2022 coverage of men's basketball with a win, but we have a special treat for you. Stay tuned, because in a couple of minutes, we'll be back with an interview with one of tonight's big players.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. All right, I'm here live post-game with Theo Henry following a win versus Suffolk. Theo, you had over 10 points today, big part of today's win. You guys were up double digits, gave up a little bit of a run, but pulled out with the win. What's your overall feeling of today's game? Is it a win? Was it a win with some reservations because of, you know, the run they went on? How are you guys feeling?
It's a win. I'm happy about it. Suffolk's a great team. They beat us last year, and you know, they weren't going to go away without a fight. So we had them up at halftime. They made their run, but we weren't going to quit either and finished strong and won by 8, almost double digits.
Biggest shot of the game was certainly from you. End of the shot clock, near half court. As soon as you put it up, it looked like it was going in. I don't know how you felt. Yeah, what was the feeling when you let that one go?
I heard from our bench, shoot it. So I got the ball, I just hoisted it up, and yeah, I could tell when it left my hand too. Yeah, it's fun. It's a good feeling when you hit one of those.
So coming off a loss versus D1, you know, Harvard, interesting game, and now a win. How do you feel like you guys are feeling going later in the season? Do you guys have momentum on your side? Was the Harvard game just, you know, it is what it is against a D1 team, or is it more to that?
No, I think it's more to that. I think we're a lot more battle-tested than we were when we came in against Harvard. We played a good Harvard team. We played a good Clark team. And now we're going into the rest of this year with some momentum. This is a great way to close it out, and we're looking forward to what semester 2 has in store for us.
Yeah, well, thank you. Great game, and let's hope the winning keeps up.
Yeah, we'll do it. All right, thanks, man.
All right, that was it for JumboCast tonight. Win against Suffolk, the Tufts men's basketball team, and we'll see you tomorrow.